Welcome back. Today we've got beef bourguignon for you, so let's get straight into it. Start with a large pan on a high heat, and we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of oil and let that heat for a minute. And now add in your beef. I'm using diced chuck, and make sure you don't add too much that you overcrowd your pan because we want this to brown. Next up we need to prep the mushrooms, so if you've got fairly large button mushrooms like me, just cut them in half. If they're small you can leave them whole. And now onto the onion. Classically you'd use pearl or baby onions, but I've never really seen the benefit to that and they're a lot of effort to peel. So we're just going to cut our normal white onion here and leave it fairly large. And we'll just discard that root. And the same to the other half. Now crush your garlic. And we're just going to slice this, no need to chop it too fine as there's quite a long cooking time, so it will cook down. Now continue to cook your beef until it is well browned like this, and then remove it all from the pan, just leave it in a bowl to one side for now. Next up we're going to fry off our lardons, or if you don't have these you can just chop some smoked streaky bacon. And again we want to make sure these are brown, that's going to improve the flavour dramatically. And now you should see this nice amount of brown fond collected at the bottom of your pan. We're going to remove the bacon and just add it to the beef. Keep that fat in there because we're going to use it to fry off our onions and mushrooms. Add a teaspoon of water and then put on the lid. And now cook for about 5 minutes, stirring every so often. Throw in your garlic and cook for another minute. Add your tomato puree and stir that through, cook out for another 2 minutes. Now sprinkle over 2 tablespoons of flour and stir until incorporated. Now add all of your meat back to the pan, as well as your bouquet garni. This is just bay leaf, rosemary and thyme. Now add in your red wine and your beef stock. I'm using freshly made here, but you could use store-bought. Give that a stir through. Now put the lid on, bring to a boil, and don't forget to season, and then place in the oven for about 2.5 hours. Okay, moving on to our chive mash. We're going to peel and chop our potatoes into even sized pieces and place them into salted boiling water. While they're cooking we'll chop our chives, so try and chop these as finely as possible. It will look a lot better if you do later on. The potatoes have been boiling for about 15 minutes now, so just check them with a knife and you can see it goes through with no resistance, so they're ready to mash. So drain them well, mash, season, add butter and continue to mash, making sure they're as smooth as possible with no lumps. Once you're happy with your mash, add in your chives and give them a stir through. Beef is now ready, so take that out of the oven. If the sauce isn't quite as thick as you'd like it, you can just reduce this down on the stove on a high heat until you're happy. So now just remove the bouquet garni and you're ready to plate, and you can serve it just like this. But that's not how we do things here. Enjoy.